again. It is the Country Rap Report. Yours truly, VicXL.
What's up, guys? It's Creeker Mariah.
All right, and y'all know what we do. Gotta say salute to the guy Chief. Y'all know what we do right here on the Country Rap Report. We do our best to bring y'all the best in the genre of country rap, whether it's reviews, reactions, interviews, or country rap hot topics. So I always look for that hashtag country rap hot topics, and don't be afraid to use the hashtag country rap hot topics, because we look and we might find something, and you just might find yourself being talked about on the show. Now, before we get too deep,
it's a good way to sneak in.
Yes, you can just tiptoe right on into the show with a good hot topic.
Yep.
Before we get too deep into it, I want everybody to please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button if you like what you see. If you don't like what you see, hit that thumbs down. We won't see it because I got it blocked, but you can hit it just for fun. But if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button. All right, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure if you don't check our live chats every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you are part of the replay gang, not repay. I'm part of the repay gang because I'm paying. Yeah. If you're part of the replay gang, make sure you get in the comments and hashtag country rap hot topics, or let us know if it's something you want us to discuss on this show. Also, make sure sharing is caring. Share with a friend. If you feel like your friend is missing out because they need to know about the genre of country rap, share with a friend and hit that notification bell. That way you will know each and every single time we drop content.
Yes, those 4 things. Do us those.
Thank you to each and every one of y'all for making us achieve 19,000 subscribers. And we're on our quest for 20,000. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe up to the channel. And make sure you go to Creeker Mariah's channel and subscribe up. All right? Say, I like Creeker so much, I had to come double down and hit that subscribe button over there. Come join me. I'm subscribed to Creeker's channel. Why aren't you? Why aren't you?
Yeah, right. There you go. There you go. And also check us out in the Facebook group too. Y'all are welcome to send anything there. You know, I'm more than happy to post a song, an artist or whatever it might be, a hot topic. So that's the Country Rap Report group on Facebook. So.
All right. Now, also, one of the best ways to get in touch with us if you want us to promote something or there's a country rap hot topic, feel free to drop it in the group. We will check it out, and it might make its way onto the screen. If you're an artist out there, make sure you inbox the Country Rap Report Instagram page and get on the Country Rap birthday list. The only country rap birthday list in the world. All right. If you participate in this genre, if you create content on behalf of the genre, if you make music, if you produce, whatever it is, if you contribute to this genre, inbox us your birthday and you will find yourself in a post.
Okay? Yep. Those are dope, by the way. And the quotables too. I love that. So
artists also, country rap quotables. If you're an artist out there, you feel like you got a hotline and you want your hotline to be displayed to the world, inbox us, country rap quotable. All we need is a hotline and a picture of yourself, or inbox me and say, how can I become a country rap quotable? And we will get it done.
Yes.
I think that's everything. All right, so this is something me and Mariah have been talking about for about a week now. And because of life circumstances, because we were going to do this right when it dropped, but it's dropped now and the project is dropped. But I feel like the content and the notes I took and what you have, I think we still should share these with the world, because there are people who maybe haven't seen it, or maybe there are things they didn't see or didn't understand that we can talk about. All right, so today's country rap hot topic is, you want to tell them?
Sure. We're going to review what we thought about the Blue Jeans documentary. So as most of you know, Ryan Upchurch just dropped an album that he titled Blue Jeans. And there's a documentary that came out right before it, and it set us all up for the project. And Vic and I, like he said, have been talking for a long time about doing a review show on it and live circus. But we're here now, and that's what we're going to do. So I hope you guys enjoy our notes that we took from it.
All right, now, I got to say, if you haven't checked out Blue Jeans, the album, an amazing album. Now, for those fans who are not, because Ryan has different fan bases. He has the people that love his rock, the people that love his country, the people that love him as a whole. If you love that rap hip hop side of Ryan, you will most definitely love this album. This is one of the best rap albums, country rap, hip hop, whatever you want to put it in. This is one of the
Right.
best rap albums of 2023, in my opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the best
I
rap
agree.
albums of 2023.
Vic, Chief said the same thing. Chief said it's in his top 3 of favorite albums of 2023. So.
All right, so let's get into it. The most unique part about this is, and we can just go from bounce from, because I'll say something, one thing, and you, however you want to do it. But the most interesting thing that I thought was really, really dope about this documentary is that this album was actually done in 7 days. This entire project was recorded in 7 days, and it was recorded with Kalani on the beat. And when you watch the documentary, you also get insight on Kalani on the beat, who he is, how his connection is to Ryan. So the first thing we see, which I thought was really, really good, gotta say shout out to B Loose. He really, really put this thing together, a loose vision. This movie, it was animated by Jason Williams. I'd never seen his name before. And the music supervisor was Paul Elgin. I'd never ever seen those 2 names, but salute to Paul Elgin, salute to Jason Williams, and salute to B Loose.
You know who Paul is. You know who Paul is. Because I interviewed him and you were remember that time that I did interview with a concert production manager?
Yes.
That was Paul. That was Paul.
Okay.
So that's Upchurch's sound guy. But he's not just his sound guy. That is Ryan's sound guy, concert manager, he oversees all the live events and the sound and stuff. So
all right, so look, if y'all are not familiar with Paul Elgin, in the credits it says he's the music supervisor. But if you want to know more about Paul Elgin, Creeker Mariah has a very, very dope interview with him, and it gives a lot of detail on the ins and out of what his job is. So please, after this, or you can pause this and go to that and then come back to this. But if you want to know more about the industry, his job, what he do, and the detail that goes with it, check out Creeker Mariah's interview. It was, now that you say that, I didn't remember the name, but it was very, very insightful interview. Make sure y'all go check that out, please. And when you check it out, hit that daggum like button. Don't just go check it out and say,
right?
I thought it was dope. Hit that like button. Show Creeker some love. She'd be definitely putting in the work. And that was a dope interview that I'm sure now, after seeing his name, there'll be people who want to interview him. But Mariah had him first.
Yes. Oh, I was on top of it like a long time ago. But I mean, I tend to stay on top of things. I think it's cool, like you said in the credits. I did see in the credits of the Blue Jeans documentary, there's only like, I think 7 or 8 people listed in the entire credits. So not many people can do that. So Upchurch is definitely one of a kind. Doing it, only 7 people on that whole list of credits is phenomenal. And in 7 days, just add to the magnitude of the power.
Yeah. All right, so what I thought was really, really dope, and I'm just going to go in order of the things I had, and then if you want to jump in on top of that, and then we'll just, cause I kind of done it, significant pieces to me in it. So if it's something that you want to come behind that you've seen, then jump in.
All right. Sounds good.
Documentary starts off with an introduction to Kalani on the beat. All right. And I thought that was really dope because this whole project was done with one producer. And this is not Upchurch's first time working with Kalani, because they've done the night the lights went out in Georgia together. But this is the first project they've done together. So we get an introduction of Kalani. We find out that Kalani's been making beats for over 20 years. The first time he met Upchurch and noticed Upchurch was at a beat battle in Memphis. Now, and I felt like it was important for me to say this. A lot of people, if you're watching and you don't know what a beat battle is, a beat battle is somewhat like an open mic, but it's just for producers. So you have all these producers who they'll come up on stage and they might get 3 minutes to play a beat, like boom, boom, cat, boom, 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 cat, boom, boom, cat, boom, 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 cat, boom, boom, cat, boom, 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 cat, time. Then they call time is the next person, and there's different formats, but the best beat wins, goes on to the next round. Next round, it might start off with 20. Next round might be 10. Pop, 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 pop. And it's so on and
Does
so
the
on.
audience?
There is
The
an audience.
votes?
Well,
Okay.
some there's different ways to do it. I've seen beat battles that have audience voting. I've seen beat battles that have judges. So I've seen both ways. I'm not sure how they done it in Memphis, but for Kalani, who is from Houston, Texas, to travel all the way to Memphis to be in a beat battle, because there are different prizes. Sometimes the prize might be a cash prize. Sometimes the prize might be the opportunity to work with a certain artist. Sometimes the prize might be the opportunity to have your music submitted to an artist or have your music submitted to a record label. So I'm not sure which beat battle he was attending, but it must have been a significant enough prize to make him come all the way from Houston.
Yeah.
I said Memphis to Nashville. I said
Nashville. Yeah. I
heard
heard him say I heard him say it was the competition. He said it's one of the toughest, probably the toughest beat battle he'd ever been to was in Nashville, due to, I guess, because the city is based, so much on music and there's so much talent in that area. So he said, in the documentary that that beat battle in Nashville was the toughest one he'd ever been in. But that's where he, first heard of Upchurch. But he said at the time he didn't know like his fan base. He didn't know really who he was or, how big his following was. So I thought that was cool that he included that in there.
Yeah. In Atlanta, beats at one while, I'm not sure now, but beat battles were really, really popular in Atlanta. There are a lot of artists who won beat battles in Atlanta to go on to produce 2 Chainz, T.I., Rick Ross, major artists. Because artists tend to attend these beat battles too, and it's very, very obvious that artists attend them in Nashville because Ryan was at a beat battle.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're an artist and you're looking for a new sound, I know a lot of people go on YouTube and do all that stuff, and that's cool. There are a lot of sound apps to use, but beat battles also is a way to get to meet producers. You get to meet them firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then you can figure out a way to work with them, which this eventually led to this project, Ryan and Upchurch locking in and working. Also, the direct link for Kalani and Upchurch was Be Loose, because Be Loose is from the Texas area. I'm not sure if he's from Houston, but I remember seeing a lot of Loose Vision videos on a lot of Texas-based artists. So I'm sure him and Kalani, they had a relationship, cross paths, and after meeting Ryan at the beat battle, then Be Loose basically at some point in time tells Ryan, "Hey man, let's jump in the Buick and we going to H-Town." And
right, let's mix this backwoods with the city a little bit and go get some flavor. Yeah, some Houston flavor with the backwoods, shall we say. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, and I actually remember Ryan actually doing shorts and lives and different things while he was in Houston, because he also worked with another artist that Creeker Mariah interviewed, T2, during his time there.
Oh yeah, T2, he's such a cool guy. Yeah, we talk a lot. He has a podcast. Y'all make sure to go show T2 some love. He's featured on the album as well. Part of those credits that we mentioned earlier, Kalani's one of them, T2's one of them. So yeah, he's a super nice guy, very talented, from Houston. Yeah, he's very funny.
And so Ron talked about his experience in, it was something I really, really liked that he mentioned, because they talked about that Texas Houston sound and blending it with his sound, which is Nashville. And he said that the Texas sound has more color as in it's a little more bright, a little more glitzy, I would say. And I'm assuming that's what he meant. But his exact words was Texas is more color and Nashville is a sketch. It's like a sketch. So in Nashville, you have this sketch of what things should be. And then with Texas, you blotch in the colors. And he basically, in getting with Kalani, created that. He brought this sketch of what Upchurch is, and then he allowed Kalani to add like that backdrop. Like, pow, here's some red. There goes some blue, boom, some green, some purple. And we came out with this thing called Blue Jeans.
I took it as, yes, I heard that same line, and I took it as like he was not only saying Nashville's more like a, like a stencil, like, copy everything is the same, but also that Houston had more color, like you said, in the sense like diversity, more variety, more ability to expand, and just diversity is a good word for it. And Kalani spoke on how diverse Ryan Upchurch was as an artist, whereas Ryan's sitting there speaking from the arts aspect, how diverse Houston is compared to Nashville. So I thought I looked at that, how they both spoke about that in different ways, but it was relative. So yeah.
Okay. Now, and then at that point, after we got, also I got to add, Kalani was in the band. So all you band members or band members who wonder what could you do after high school band or college band, it led to Kalani getting into production. And I've heard of a lot of other producers who were in the band, like Swiss Beats was in the band. I know Swiss Beats was in the band. Missy Elliott was in the band. They're both well-renowned producers. So if you're like, man, what I'm gonna do? Remember those sounds and the notes and the things, and it might carry on to a career in production. I thought that was very insightful for those who might wonder what to do after when I put the instrument down, or how can I incorporate this in other. I thought that was really cool. Now, at that point, Kalani mentioned something that I thought was very, very. I'm actually here with that, with the artist I'm currently trying to consult and develop. Ryan talks about, and Kalani both talked about being comfortable at home. Yeah. Being able to project yourself at home better, not feeling rushed, being able to conceptualize better because you're in a familiar environment. I have never been an artist. But I know I'm at my creative content best when I'm creating it from World XL. That's what I'm calling it, World XL.
Yes.
But
the comfort of your own home.
Yes, I am more creative. My silly side comes out. All aspects of me dwell here, to where I'm in your spot. You might not get certain parts of me for fear of fear, if not fear, just feeling like it might not be acceptable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I might drink prune juice at home. Yeah. That uncertainty, you're right. I might drink prune juice at home, and that might make me super creative, but I might not want to come to Creeker Mariah's house, her studio, and drink prune juice, because I might be like, she's going to be looking at me crazy.
Right. I wouldn't, but the comfort of your own home, that's where Ryan said I had that wrote down too. Kalani said that he likes working with artists in the comfort of their own home, going to them because oftentimes they're more comfortable. And he said that, a lot of times they're even 1,000 times more comfortable. Ryan said the way he put it was that's where he's the most disconnected from the world. So able to block everything else out and focus on what he's trying to spit.
He also Kalani talked about he's worked with artists who went to record an album in a week. Like, this was his first time creating a big body of work in such a short amount of time. But he talked about how a lot of artists tend to lose focus because they're cramming. Yeah. And that's what he respected highly about Ryan, because he never lost focus and he maintained his versatility and challenged himself on each song to make each song sound different. And when I listen to this project, I hear the difference in the sounds, as well as the flows, as well as the bar content.
Yeah, indeed. I agree with that. And like, not only, was he able to focus more because he was at home, but I think that he was able to, like Kalani said, a lot of artists lose creativity towards the end of the project. Like that, he's done, worked with artists that done it in a week, but, they tend to lose creativity towards the end of it too. And they just kind of go, blah, or what, bland. And he said he didn't have that problem with Ryan at all. So not only, was he able to stay focused, but he kept the creativity flowing even towards the end of the project. And a lot of that is probably the comfort of the home. They vibe well together. The energy was good. So I think they spoke a lot about the good atmosphere.
Yep. And that's I can imagine, because I know I create best. I wish the world could see my studio here. It's a man cave / creative hodgepodge. If you come here, you can tell my life from my wrestling figurines to my Funkos to my it's a hodgepodge. So I can understand that. Also, I thought it was extremely important for him to mention, I just said, that versatility. Because a lot of times I listen to projects by people and they probably took 6 months to make them and it still sounds the same.
Yeah.
So as
we
an
see
artist,
that all the time.
Yeah. So as an artist, I'm gonna reiterate, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to sound different, whether you're doing it in 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 months. Challenge yourself. Give us listeners something to talk about. Don't make your project sound like track 1 to track 8 sounds like one 30-minute track.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to challenge yourself, because you want to go from 1,000 fans to 2,000 fans. Give us some different things. Let us know you. You don't eat the same thing every day. You know, you don't dress the same every day. Challenge yourself mentally and create dope ass content.
Yeah, and he talked about how Ryan was very diverse, but also very well versed in the aspect of music, because when they were just chilling, not actually working on probably still working on the project, but just chilling, that Ryan was like talking about neo soul artists from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, different eras and genres. He's able to do country, trap, rap. So he talked about his versatility, which probably made him easier to work with too, but also kept the creative juices flowing. But Kalani also mentioned like how he feels like the more people in the room bouncing ideas off each other, the better. But Ryan is such an independent artist, like he wants to minimize the amount of people on the project usually. So I see two different sides of that, but I see both sides of it,
Absolutely. All right, now also, and this is done in documentaries, they didn't break down every single song, but the next aspect of the documentary, unless I'm missing something that you wanted to discuss, they talked about the recording process and what the songs meant and how they went into them. And I thought that was very, very important too. The first song they recorded, they actually said the first song was Trouble. No,
I think the first one was Blue Jeans.
All right, the first, and that was actually the first thing. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Blue Jeans was the first song they recorded. Yeah. And he breaks down what that means to him as far as the term jeans. He's not talking about Jeans. He's talking about Jenes. He talks about what that means, the term jeans mean to him. I didn't write it down. I remember him.
Like about your genealogy. Like he says, he wants to be a flavor of music. Also, I think he titled it Blue Jeans because he felt like it fit him well. Like, your favorite pair of blue jeans, they fit you well. So that's what he wanted to title the song, because he felt like, it fit him well. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I got out of it anyway.
All right. He also talked about there was in going into the project, there was no structure. He didn't go in with a structure, and he has a point to prove to the world, because he feels like he hears the chatter. He hears the people talking. He hears people saying that there are a lot of newcomers coming in the game, or he's not the best anymore. So he has a chip on his shoulder. He has a point to prove. I thought that was a great attitude to take when he started to create the projects. I'm gonna be honest. Every time I cut this camera on, I have a point to prove to anyone else that's doing what we do. I turn this camera on because I want us to be the best. I want us to have the best content. So it's nothing against anyone, but I've always operated. When I'm at work, I have a chip on my shoulder. When I'm and it's not a bad chip, it's just I work hard to excel and for the people around me to excel, so we can be winners. And I feel like that's the attitude he had when he done this. And I feel like that also is one of the reasons he done the documentary. We all know there was another documentary dropped a month ago about an artist who's out of here. But I feel like part of the point to prove was, hey, I'm gonna do a documentary. I've done this in 7 days. I got a point to prove to the world. That's my guy doing this thing. But hey, I'm doing my thing too. Y'all don't forget about me. I shook this genre up. I got a point to prove. I want y'all to see this incredible producer. I want y'all to see what Be Loose can do in 7 days. So that chip on his shoulder made me feel like that's what I like most about him. He's always challenging himself. Now, the song,
Yeah, and he deserves it. He earned it. Sorry.
the song Trouble. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. The song Trouble. He talked about something I'm familiar with, his AC going on in the studio and how hot it was. But the song Trouble has an old soul rap sample.
Yes.
I love that sample. I love that sample. And the funny thing about it, one of my favorite songs in hip hop is Trouble Man by T.I. It's not the same sample, but the song gave me the same feel. But Ryan also sang on this song, and they brought in an additional talent, artist who goes by the name of Sky. She came into the studio and recorded her vocals to blend in with the hook, and then Ryan went underneath it, and it turned out to be a dope song. Also, I talk about this about networking. Sky is an artist that Kalani had worked with via the internet, that he met through the beat battles. They'd never met, and he took a chance by asking her to come to the studio, and she went. And now, hopefully, because I've been looking for music, I'm not sure of her last name. Ryan or Kalani, anybody, if y'all watching this video, if y'all know, tag me in Sky, because I'm interested in hearing her music. But hopefully, Ryan will work with her more, and it shed some light on what she's doing also. Because
I think Kalani said, and I think Kalani said that she was like a very good songwriter that he'd worked with in the past. Like his connections in Nashville had put him in touch with her. If you want to follow her on Instagram, it's reaching for the number 4 Sky, and I'll send you her link. But she's on Instagram under reaching for Sky. So I reached out to Kalani, and he put me in touch with her. So, but yeah, the song Trouble, and that one is that it's hard to pick a favorite song from the album, but you mentioned networking, and Kalani was able to literally call in somebody locally to come, hop on this track with a soulful voice and work with them right then and there, because he'd already worked with her in the past, and he knew she was reliable, and she was always, sending the work back in a timely manner. So she actually came out to Ghost Ranch, to where they were recording, and he said she laid it down in like 15 minutes, because he'd worked with her before. So very important there. I mean, the networking overall, it shows, the importance.
Yep. He also discussed Weather Out My Window. That concept is really, really dope. Very dope, because sometimes I feel like that. Like life is like the weather out your window. You got sunny days, you got rainy days. Sometimes you feel like it's a hurricane or tornado. I actually love that concept. Matter of fact, I don't even know what the hell I wrote on my notes here. I just know Weather Out My Window, the concept of that record. I really like that concept, and how he metaphorically talked about how he created it based on the changing of the weather that you might see.
Well, and you mentioned earlier how they said, literally his AC had went out, because Ghost Ranch is old, it's older, and it's probably, when you own a home, you have to constantly deal with stuff like that. So the AC had went out. I've been there, and it was very hot. They were swatting flies away and everything. Yet they're making this song, and they're talking about, I remote control how my day goes. I control the weather out my window. And you wake up and you want to see things, positive, looking for all the good and everything, then your day's probably going to go better. If you want to wake up and look at all the bad and the negative and what you don't like and what's making you mad, then your day's probably not going to go as well as it would if you would, look on the bright side. So I love that concept too. Remote control how your day goes. Choose the weather out your window. That's right. Like you change channels, just change the weather. I mean, metaphorically.
What? You can remote control people too.
Yeah.
Get you out my life. Get you out my life. Gotta go. Mute you.
Toxic. See ya. No.
Also, he talked about the song No Title, which is one of my favorites. But I think my favorite is Trouble. But No Title is one of my favorites. But what I like most about No Title, and that was the first song he leaked, I think. I can't remember if he leaked Blue Jeans first or No Title first. But
No title.
When you hear No Title, if you're not familiar with Suicide Boys, a lot of people gonna be like, "What is Ryan doing?" A lot of people gonna be like, "What is he doing?" But he incorporates a Suicide Boys vibe. But he does it so well. This guy is so in touch with the Tennessee sound, not just Nashville. He is in touch with what's going on. You know the funny thing I'm gonna say, No Title is just that front part and then him going forward bar, 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 bar.
Yeah.
And when it comes to bars and just ferociousness, No Title is my favorite. When it comes to concepts, then my favorite
Trouble.
was Trouble. But
yeah,
I gotta say this, and I know y'all gonna think this is one of the weirdest comparisons, because that's actually all I have. I'm gonna let you incorporate what you got. I look at Ryan Upchurch like Soulja Boy, and I'm not talking about their sound. I'm talking about how innovative they are. There is not one artist that I know of, well, two, Drake and Soulja Boy. And what I mean by comparing them, these three gentlemen are more aware of what's going on when it comes to sounds changing.
Yes.
Than any other artist I see online.
Yeah. A lot of people won't pick up on that, but the way he plays with the samples on some of the songs, like these little pockets that are popular in music right now. Yes. Yeah. He's very aware of what's going on with music. You know way more about that stuff than I do, but I know what you're talking about there.
Like when the Country Rap Report first started, and we was talking about Ryan, we wasn't talking about him doing ad libs. He was just straightforward. Now Ryan, he's ad libbing. Creep. Now he had a few, but he's got zooms, and like he is so aware of when that needle shifts in this game. When that needle shifts, he's probably one of the people helping push it. He's not
turn it down.
He's not sitting back waiting for it to get in one spot and then going to that spot. No, he's part. If he sees that needle shifting, he's going to get in there and push also. Yeah. And when I heard that the Suicide, at first I was even like, what? And then it hit me like, oh my God, Suicide Boys. My man killed that. He killed that.
And yeah, and it slaps too. Like this is the hardest album, and I know why Kalani had said that before it came out. You know, he's like it's hard, and I'm like, all right. It sounds so good. I mean, you can just ride around to it. A lot of the songs are good driving songs. Man, what was I going to say about that though? How he plays with, he's going to be working more hands-on with the music. Yes. He alluded to that in the documentary.
Yes.
I heard him allude to the fact that he's co-produced with Kalani and that he likes to be more hands-on. So adding in those sound effects, like you said, like maybe skirt, like with a car, or slam dunk in a basketball sound or something like that in the mixing and mastering process, which really makes it stand out or take it to the next level. And that's where what you said, he's so aware of what is going on in music and how to gauge that dial up a little bit. And he said he ain't even turned the dial up yet. So what happens when he does, man, I'm here for it.
Now, the dope part about it, he was able to do this project in 7 days. Imagine when he adds co-production to his resume. He'll be doing albums in 3 days.
No, come on now. Come on.
I'm saying, because Ryan's not going to sleep. He'll stay up 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours probably to complete a project. Once he's able to add co-production to his resume of the things he do, man, it's over. This man going to be dropping 10 albums a year.
I mean, it's already crazy how much music he's dropped because, in the last year, we've had People's Champ, Pioneer, and now Blue Jeans. He's talked about Creeker 3. He's talked about Concert for the Crickets, the country album. It's insane. And he's probably sitting on enough music to drop 2 to 4 more albums right now. Knowing him and the way that he kind of does things, he probably is sitting on enough music to drop 2 more albums. But he's also working on evolving. I heard him mention evolution of music and his evolution as well. To go back full circle to the genealogy thing, he wants to stay true to his roots and stay true to his sound. Also his upbringing, his town, his everything he's proud of. but also, evolve. And you have to evolve as an artist, as an individual. You have to evolve in life. So he's still staying true to his sound. People will say, we want you to go back to doing Holler Boys, or we want to hear more Rolling Stone, or, well, okay. He says, just sit back and enjoy the ride. Appreciate that for what it was, and sit back and enjoy where we're going with it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
One of the true measures of an artist is growth. And if you're a fan of an artist, you like not watching the transformation from boy to man, but you like the transformation from boy to man when it comes to music. Because you're going to see that in your subject matter. You're going to see that in your creativity. You're going to see that in your sound. And if you want an artist to stay in that pocket that they were in when they were 18, when they're 30, then you haven't grown with the artist. So that's a major part of it also.
Very, very well said right there. Yeah, that is so true. And just in the way that he's staying on top of how, his competitors, the industry, all of it, in several songs, he does a lot of nods at mainstream and stuff. But like you said, a month ago, Jelly Roll dropped the documentary on Hulu, Save Me. We did a review show on that. Great documentary. But I think this was kind of Ryan's statement of, you're doing great, because I think they're still, on good terms and everything. I think. And then he's saying, but this is what I'm doing, and I want y'all to see me too. I'm still here, I'm still being independent, me over here. So I think it's pretty cool.
All right, now the last thing I got in my notes was he mentioned CMD Shift Studios. Do you have notes on that? Because I know
one of the songs. Yeah, I know that the songs. Okay, I know this without just going off the top of my head. Kalani said they had to reach out to CMD Shift Studio because there's only so much that he can do at home or at the ranch with the equipment that he brought. So some of the tracks required a more sophisticated piece of equipment that CMD Shift Studio was able to provide to allow them to come in and be able to fine tune it or get it right. So with the equipment he brought with him, they were able to do almost everything, except they had to reach out to CMD Shift on a few things. So I know that.
All right, chances are Kalani probably mixed the project. He produced it, mixed it. They probably sent the CMD Shift to master it. They probably sent.
I think they physically went there. They physically went there. I know that because in parts of the documentary it shows them there.
I know a lot of producers who mix but don't master. And I'm not saying that's the case, but that would be my educated guess that Kalani mixed it, but then they took it to CMD Shift for glass mastering, possibly.
Could be, yeah, could be. And I know normally he likes to do all of it, but he trusts Ryan and he knows Ryan so well. He cares so much about his project that he's not going to just throw it out there carelessly. So he was letting Ryan play with some of the mixing and mastering, and he's learning as he goes. But adding co-producer to his resume, like you said, is going to be, the sky is the limit. Honestly, Upchurch is one of a kind. This is definitely one of the top 3 albums of the year, no doubt about it.
All right. I'm gonna say, did you have any more on the documentary? Because that's all I had.
Just Skylar Harris is Sky's name. So shout out to Skylar Harris reaching for the Sky on Instagram. She's the one that came in and did the soulful singing on Trouble, which is a great track. Other than that, like just the little things that he said, about, he wants to be a flavor of music. No title on that song. You mentioned that was one of the first ones that he leaked. And I think it was the first one off this album. Kalani said that beat was the one that took him the longest to make ever. So if that tells you, he's been doing beats for 20 some years now. And that beat on No Title took him the longest to make of any. So, but I see why, because it's killer. I mean, there's nothing out there like it, I don't think. So I think Upchurch is staying true to himself, but he's also evolving. The documentary is great. I think everybody should go check it out, even if you've already listened to the project, the album. Yeah.
All right. If you haven't already, the documentary is well over 100,000 views. The link will be in the description box. Check out the album. Check out the documentary. All right. Mariah, before we get up out of here, let the people know how to find you.
Guys, you can find me on most all platforms. Of course, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. It's all caps Creeker Mariah. And you can find me on Threads a little bit and TikTok a little bit. I need to be more active on there. You can also send me anything, anytime in the Country Rap Report group on Facebook.
All right, and y'all can find me on Instagram at Riding Dirty Radio, on Facebook at Victor VicXL Walker, on Threads at Country Rap Report, TikTok at Riding Dirty Radio. Man, y'all just please get familiar with the brand Country Rap Report. Make sure you follow Country Rap Report Instagram page. And if there's any type of content, innovative content y'all would like to see bring to life, holler at us. We'll try to figure out how to bring it to life. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask, because that's what we're here for. We like to talk about stuff in the genre, and it's networking. So we talked about that earlier. Salute to Chief out there. We love you, and I hope we do a panel again soon. Are we gonna do one of those?
Yes,
again?
coming soon.
Okay.
Coming soon. The people like the panels, all three of us. So the panels are coming soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, remember, time is something you can't get back. And if you chose to spend time with us watching this episode, we love you for that. And you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to give it to us. And for that, we're forever grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, y'all have an awesome day. Stay blessed. Be positive.
Peace.